Bonafide Hustler here. I'm here today with College Picker, my friend. We are two professional thrifters that are going to answer your questions today live.
Whoa,
there's
look
a
at the
secondary.
echo.
All right, there's an echo. There we go. No more echo.
What's up, Mark?
So sorry about that. But anyways, yeah, so that's what we're doing here today. We're going to be reading off answers, or we're going to be reading questions that we got from Instagram yesterday. And we are going to answer those questions right here live and answer even live questions that we're seeing coming in today as well. Let me get this actual video pulled up on another, where is it? Let me find out. Okay, hopefully you guys can see me. If you guys can hear us, fine. Make sure you put it in the chat as well.
And for everybody on Instagram, if you aren't already following the Bonafide Hustler, he was one of the OG flippers from like 2012 or 2011, back when there was like a handful of YouTube resellers. So check him out on Instagram. I'm gonna be tagging him all week. So just like click on one of the tags, go to his profile and hit follow, because he's getting pretty active on Instagram now. A lot of cool stories.
Okay, so here we are. Let me silence this.
Check him out on Instagram. Hey, Callie.
Okay, I'm also going to watch it here on my phone. So there's a lot of stuff going on right now, and he's doing his Instagram feed. So we're going to get to the very first question here in 1 second. So let me get to my photos, and we're going to get to the first batch of questions, which are right here. Then I'll be able to swipe. Yep. Okay, so the very first one comes from Instagram. A lot of these, there's at least 25 questions from Instagram. So let's just start with that right now. Of course, you can follow the College Picker. I will make sure to tag him as well. All right, this guy, Evan. This is a pretty big question. We're going to try to attack this quickly. We're trying to give quick responses. How do you predict reselling will change the most in 2 to 5 years? I'm going to let Eric take that one. I'll put my spin on it. Or if you want to think, I have a spin already.
I mean, I feel like Poshmark is going to be taking over a lot of the clothing game. I just started it with my wife a couple of months ago, and I really like how mobile friendly it is. So I think that's going to be taking a lot more of eBay's clothing market share. For sure. And there's just going to be more resellers as information spreads. It's getting cool now over the last 5 years. So now people are really realizing how to cut costs in their lives, how to get amazing stuff for the cheap, and how to make money and being your own boss. So it's really like more taking off, especially with Gary Vee. Like the more stuff he puts out, it's just bringing more people into the whole resale rabbit trail.
Yeah, I think my question probably won't be as positive as that. I mean, my answer won't be as positive as that. And I think that reselling is going to be a little bit harder to do in the next 2 to 5 years, because a lot of companies will go direct. Like Amazon will go more direct with all kinds of companies, whether it be Reebok, Nike.
Yeah, they've been doing that.
KitchenAid, like all these things that we enjoy putting on those avenues, we're going to be X'd out of it pretty quickly. That's what I think is going to happen. And we're already starting to see signs of that. And there's no, I mean, it's money is money, right? And the closer you can control your money and the inflow of the products, because a lot of the times what ruins it for us resellers that do it the right way are resellers that do it the incorrect way, and they send in bad things, and then customer reviews come in saying like, hey, and then Amazon can't take the hit for that, neither can eBay. And so a lot of times they're going to try to go direct or decrease drop shipping, things like all kinds of things are going to be changing in the next 2 to 5 years. My point is, I think it's very, very important as you are a proficient reseller or semi-proficient reseller to start looking at Instagram and YouTube and start creating content, whether it be in the form of Facebook groups or guides or something like that. Like get other income sources set up now and don't be reacting down the road, because I can honestly tell you here in this town, for example, just with thrifting, the Goodwill prices have gone up 50 to maybe 300%, minimum 50%. As much as 300% on a pair of shoes, for example. So that just shows you what is happening. And eventually, some of this stuff might not be there at all. It might just go direct. I mean, they might go completely direct like they're doing with OfferUp. They're
direct
going direct
to consumer.
Yeah, they're going direct. You're going to see a lot of more direct things happening in the next 2 to 5 years.
I think they have so much stuff that you can always find it. You're going to find things falling through the cracks. Chris found his best deal on a bicycle brand yesterday that he's ever found. And we're like 10 years into the thrifting price is getting raised.
It is getting harder, though. I'm just going to tell you guys right now, it's getting harder. And if you're feeling pinched, it probably also means that you might have a lot of your eggs in 1 or 2 baskets, and you don't want that to happen. So try to get some more eggs in some more baskets. You'll be fine. Etta James 01, what is the best time to hit thrift stores?
First thing on a Saturday. First thing on a Saturday, no.
Let me shout out Matt Jackson, who just super chatted us $2 here on YouTube. Matt Jackson, thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Feel free to super chat us.
Oh, super chat.
A minimum of $100 a piece would be nice. Now,
Chris offered me like half the super chats. He's like, I'll just PayPal to you from this live stream. And I was like, no, put it towards food. We're going to be eating here in Austin. So any of the super chats is literally going towards like nice meals or just groceries or whatever. So
it is?
Yeah, it's going towards food.
Okay. All right.
It's going towards pasteurized eggs.
Pasteurized
eggs.
So Etta James 01, what is the best day to hit thrift stores? First thing Saturday. I think the best time to hit thrift stores, if you have this edge, is to go midday on a Tuesday through a Thursday. Whoops, sorry. Okay, so yeah, Tuesday through a Thursday, midday. Hopefully you guys can still see me because the thing timed out for a second. That's my suggestion if you have that ability. And if you don't, and you're working, I would say take a working lunch and go out and thrift, just for 30 minutes if you can, like a close thrift store or something like that. You can get an edge that way as well.
So I would say it depends on the thrift store. Learn their habits, see when they put out racks. For instance, my store's in Midland. They don't put out the new stuff until for clothing around like 11, 12 o'clock. So I'm not going to go at 9 for open unless there's some item I'm going to get half off or whatever. I'm going to hit the half off immediately. But it just depends on the store. Learn their habits, talk to employees, figure out when bins or racks come out. And if it is a certain type of schedule, learn the schedule and try to take advantage of the schedule in some sort of logical manner.
Yeah, we got another super chat for $4.99 from Lauren Cole, City Loot. I think I follow you on Instagram, or maybe you follow me. But either way, Lauren, thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, man, we're up to like
$6.
No, more.
Like Chipotle.
$7. We have a burrito now.
Yeah,
it's pretty awesome. So you eat half the burrito. I'll eat half the burrito. Yeah, we're gonna cut it in half because we don't want a lady and tramp that burrito. But another question from Etta James 01 from Instagram comes from: do you have a seasonal calendar for thrifting, or do you always buy if the margins are good? This is a really good question. What do you think?
What do you mean by seasonal calendar?
So do you buy snowboards in the heat of summer? Do you like seasonal? Do you play the seasonality of a thrift store?
You play the thrift seasonality based on the prices of the stuff. So it's like, yeah, you buy stuff out of season. Usually you're going to get a better deal out of season, but it really just depends on the price.
The demand out of season won't be there. It's a problem. Like, so seasonality is there for a reason. It means demand for snowboards are very low. For example, I use snowboards because in the heat of summer here in Austin, Texas, I can find a great deal on snowboards left and right. Thing is, who's going to buy them? Because the ski lifts and everything open around maybe October, November, something like that. So I would have to hold that thing for 2 to 4 months minimum before I could start turning my dollar. So to answer her question, do you have seasonal calendar for thrifting, or do I always buy if the margins are good? My answer to that question is I actually play the seasonality calendar. And you can do that, Play It Again Sports, for example, is a really good example that I can use because they have seasonality with lacrosse, football, baseball, softball. And if you bring them lacrosse stuff, for example, right when baseball season is about to start up for high school baseball or whatever, they're going to be like, they'll give you less, or they'll just turn you away. Now, if you bring lacrosse stuff right before lacrosse season, they're going to be like, yeah, bring it all because we need that stuff. We have a shortage of it because our season's about to start. So they play the seasonality game. I think you should as well. If you get a great deal on something like pennies on the dollar, then sure, you have to store it somewhere, and that has to be considered.
Some stuff will sell out of season because I ship a lot of stuff overseas where the seasons are flipped. Tennis rackets I'll buy out of season if it's a good deal because it's just so easy to store and ship a tennis racket regardless. So I will buy stuff out of season, but I'm not going to buy like a jet ski and hold on to it or something like crazy.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to.
It depends on the item and it depends on the deal, but we do play the seasons.
Someone look at my feed and tell me how many people are watching this show. Please tell me, because I don't want to switch.
It doesn't say it on here.
Want to give a shout out to P. Sheely or PSH Healy or PS Healy 69. Brother, thank you so much.
That's a lot of burritos.
I know. We got a $20 super chat from P. Sheely 69. That is awesome. Now we have a full-blown meal going on. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. I mean, it's gonna, for me, it might go to burritos, but I'm kind of going away from like this like certain carb kind of thing. But it will go to coffee or something for sure, 100%. I really do appreciate it. Another super chat came in from Andres
Shunt.
Andres Shunt.
He's on Instagram all the time. Okay. What's up? Thanks, Andre. I'll appreciate it. Since you can't send super chat on Instagram, he sent it through YouTube, so that's cool.
That's nice. $9.99 super chat.
That is like 1 cup of coffee if you get something crazy at Starbucks.
Yeah, there's a place here in town where I've had my best pour over ever, and it was $6. All right, I'm not even kidding you, $6. Here's the thing: you might be going, "Oh my God, that's crazy! Who would pay $6 for a pour over?" When you've had the best pour over your entire life, you start to realize, wow, that actually is kind of worth $6, but only once every now and then, you know, like a good surf and turf meal at your favorite, you know, high-end restaurant or something. So as long as you do it like once every now and then, that's cool. Now, if you're a coffee connoisseur and that's what you get paid to do, then every day, cool. Gosh, these super chats are coming in. Let me just shout out our boys, Rally Roots, or our boys and girls, because it's 2 people. It could be technically 3 people.
Is Callie coming?
I don't know. I would love
Callie,
to meet
are
her.
you coming?
I would love to meet her. So guys, if you don't know this by now, Rally Roots is going to be at the Green Room meetup, and they're coming in town right now. Their super chat is for $10. It says, "See you boys soon. Our flight got delayed, but we'll be in tonight. Get ready. The first tacos are on us." Pretty awesome. They're going to be in Austin, Texas for the next 4 or 5 days. We're going to be just hitting it hard. There's an actual itinerary. If you go to the Green Room event 2019 Austin, Texas Facebook page, I will let you in. You can see the itinerary where we're all going to be for the next 4 days. It's 100% free. You should check it out. Meet me, College Picker, Rake and Profit will be here tonight, and Rally Roots are in town as
Bearded
well.
Picker's coming. Scott's coming.
They're in town. So thank you so much for the super chat. One more super chat. Let's just say hi to Junk Girl 71. Says 92 peeps are watching. I enjoy your burritos. $2. So we got guacamole.
We could throw the guacamole.
We got guacamole in the burritos now from Junk Girl. Hey, thanks, Junk Girl. No one's ever bought me guacamole in my entire life. That's like a digital guacamole, but this is digital guacamole.
Yeah, pretty much.
We got an added guacamole. All right. So that answers Etta James' question. Let's get one question out of the feed here real quick, guys. There was one. Here is from Marrakech 7. All right. We can't look at the feed too much, but we're going to try to get a couple questions in here. And when we blast through these Instagram questions, we'll go only to the feed. Guys, how do you ship baseball bats?
You can do the priority tube, like triangle tube mailers that they sell, or you could just do like a taco, fold some cardboard over and ship it. I mean, a baseball bat, it's getting banged up against a baseball, so it's pretty durable. But if you're selling it for like $400 or $500, maybe turn up the packaging a little bit.
$400 bat. Yeah, the last $400 bat that I shipped off was in one of those triangle tubes.
Triangle tube's fine. Yeah. Like, it's a piece of sporting equipment. It's meant to get beat around, so I wouldn't worry too much about making it's like super perfect box.
And it's free.
That's fine.
It's free. It's a free box.
Yeah, get the box for free. You can order it on USPS.com, or you can
just walk right in.
Your post office.
You walk right in and get it. All right. So hopefully that answers your question. We also have my secret admirers in the chat right here. Callie's World. Have you heard of her?
Yeah.
What's up, Callie? Good to see you. We got some more super chats coming in, but let me shout out some people that are here that helped me figure out how many people are watching the show right now. Mo Flip says 96. Matt Jackson said 93. Ryan Rage 93. Adam Exploits 93.
Income Strategy baseball bats are easy to ship.
Yes, they're super easy to ship.
How would you ship a pair of skis? That's it.
Okay, so this is
kind of similar.
Yeah, my answer to that is just don't do it.
I've shipped skis. Fold it into a piece of cardboard. Get the TV boxes from Best Buy are really nice to have. Big long piece of cardboard. Cut it down, and then I have shipped skis before.
I say when you're going to get into stuff that have big dimensions, start thinking this is going to cost more, and it's going to cost probably more time because you're going to have to retrofit something.
Yeah.
So always think that. Like, you're probably 30 minutes minimum into that packing job. Minimum. If it's a snowboard, a wakeboard, a pair of skis, you're looking at at least 30 minutes minimum out of your time, your precious time. And those are the things that you got to think about. And that's why we're here on the show right here. You're talking to 2 professional thrifters. I've been thrifting for 16, 18 years. You've been going for
since 2009, 2010.
Yeah, and this is like literally like what we love to do. We do this in garage sales and stuff like that. If you watch my channel or you watch The College Picker right here, you're going to figure out how we do it. And we urge you guys to subscribe to both of our channels.
Yeah, I just put a vlog out for like 18 minutes of us going around to the Goodwills and Savers yesterday. So it was pretty good.
Yeah. Jerry Just Sells Stuff just super chatted us $5. Said, keep up the good work, my dudes. Hey, we're his dudes.
Thanks, dudes.
So Jerry must be our father because we are his dudes. That's cool. And we have Harry Tornado Josh in the chat here. $5 super chat. Says, I just wanted to jump on the super chat train. What's up, Josh? So yeah, the Harry Tornado is.
You're a boxcar right there.
Yeah, no, he's a boxcar.
He's a boxcar.
We don't know who the caboose is going to be yet, but
he's a boxcar.
He could be a tanker
or an oil tanker.
A cool tanker that has like a neat thing on the side, like Texaco. Yeah.
Some nice graffiti.
Okay. So Lauren Cole City Loot says, do you do GSP or straight to customer, implying overseas or a different country, global shipping program, or straight to customer?
I've done both.
I've done both too. What do you do now?
Usually just GSP for the protection, but I had accidentally checked the other thing and I've shipped off some stuff to Mexico recently.
GSP is amazing because you get to ship it to like a kind of facility, and at least my facility to Austin is Kentucky.
Yeah, you send it to Kentucky.
So yeah, we send it to Kentucky,
Center.
And then they take care of all the custom from the other side. They pay the custom fees and all that junk. So I'm just responsible for me, Austin, Texas to Kentucky. You want to pack things a little bit better if they're going to go overseas, but GSP stands for Global Shipping Program. You can opt it in one checkbox on eBay, and then it basically allows you to ship overseas into these different countries. And it's not every country; it's only certain countries, right?
Like the safer countries, I guess, by their standards.
And so I have been doing GSP now for the past 6 years, maybe 7 years. I did do it the other way before GSP. Major headaches. I didn't like it. I do GSP now, and I haven't gotten scammed from a different country. Like, I just like it.
They protect you. The buyer end likes the other way because they pay less import taxes and shipping and customs and stuff. So they actually prefer it the other way. But for the seller side, it's like easier to do GSP.
Yep. Lady Luck Junk super chatted us
777.
Wow, $7.77. Which she basically bought me or you the burrito at this point. That's a burrito.
That's a Chipotle chicken burrito.
Pretty good. That's with carnitas too. Thank you so much, Lady Luck Junk. We appreciate it. All right, so let's get some more Instagram questions, because Eric and I both did Instagram questions yesterday to our audiences, and I got about 20 something, and you got like at least, it seems like 16 or 20 as well.
3 pages, yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Have you noticed a drop in Facebook sales now that Marketplace is not just local items? A little bit, but it's not bad. I think if you pick good items, then people that want good items find other people with good items. That's basically it. So if you sell junk, so if you go to Facebook Marketplace,
what do you mean it's just not local items?
They're starting to like open it up to like all these other towns. Like I get
no shipping though, right?
Yeah, there's no shipping. But yeah, I think the question is, have you noticed a drop in Facebook sales now that Marketplace is not just local items? So it's like local to you items, but like they're showing you items that are like an hour away. Sometimes I think it's
doesn't it specify that though? Like it's saying like outside of your area, kind of like on Craigslist. Craigslist does that at the bottom. They've always done that.
I mean, we need some
I never noticed. Yeah, I never noticed Facebook doing that. But the market where I'm at right now, Midland, Texas, the local Facebook Marketplace market is not that great from my experience with a handful of items. It's not amazing.
Okay, so I think my girl's leaving the chat.
What's up, Ben?
Callie, stay here. Okay, so we might need more clarification on that question from Starry-Eyed Kel. From Ryan Brom 48, can you spark more sales on items that have been listed for a long while? Ooh, I like this one. I mean, I was actually experimenting on this a couple stories before this question story came up. When I went to the coffee shop yesterday, I deleted all my items off eBay. I relisted every single item on Sell Similar. Not just a pure relist. So I did Sell Similar.
Like mess with the algorithm.
It actually deletes all the
old data's gone. All the watchers are gone.
The data, the code, all that.
The watchers.
All gone. The watchers are gone and everything.
Oh man.
And then I relisted all my items. Like I think yesterday it was like.
Did you already try the drop 5%?
Huh?
You tried the drop 5%?
No, I did 100. So yesterday I deleted all my items on eBay. I relisted them with a Sell Similar key. You have to highlight all the check marks, and then I hit the Sell Similar key. It brings everything into a standard looking kind of thing where you can mess with the prices and everything like that. Then I press submit, and 156 listings got repopulated in there. And then I got a sale yesterday after I did that. I got a sale today. I'm not saying these are all tied or anything like that, but it could be. I didn't do any promotions because you know how you can do like you can do like 5.7% or like you can match market at 4.6%. I didn't do any of that.
It basically shows more exposure of your pictures.
Yeah, I've done that, and I can honestly say that I would love to say that that was my idea, but I think it was someone else's kind of insight to one of my other videos where I was like getting kind of mad at eBay, and someone put in there, hey, try this out. It's been working for me, so I tried it out, and I can't say if it's been working because it's only day 2, but try it out there. He was doing 5 items a day, this person. And I just decided yesterday, I axed my whole store to nothing and then relist it all. So
I would say before that, try to drop everything 5% because that pushes notifications to the watchers that are actually interested in your items.
The notification. So there's another notification you get saying you have potential buyers, and you can send them direct offers. You know that?
Yeah, that came out within the last couple of months. But if you just drop your price by 5% or more, eBay will automatically push a notification to a buyer saying this item price just dropped, and then that has pushed me with some sales on stale inventory or inventory you just want to sell fast. But you could always edit a title or edit pictures. When worst comes to worst, just be honest with yourself. Like, did I make a bad purchase? Is this thing been sitting for like 2 years or a year or whatever you're trying to get rid of it in a certain amount of time? Has it been sitting forever? Be honest with yourself, learn from a mistake, and then maybe just donate it or just drop it to a blowout price, auction it out or something.
Yep. Okay. Next question. So I think next round of questions. So here it is. Next page. It's kind of Four-Eyed Hustler said, "What's the future of reselling?" That kind of goes to our first answer, which was like, where you guys seeing the game go in like 2 to 5 years? So we already answered that. K-Pound20, how would you clean a vintage Orvis leather vest? How would you clean a vintage Orvis leather vest? From K-Pound20 off of Instagram.
It depends on what are you cleaning? Like a stain, like a piece of paint, an oil stain, a blood stain? Is it just cobwebs? Like, what are we cleaning?
What if it was a blood stain?
I would take it to a dry cleaner's. It's probably not coming out though. But if it's a vintage vest, like the stains that come with it might add character to it.
Right. And exactly. And here's the thing: if you decide to clean something that might have patina or its own kind of like look to it, then you're ruining it. You chance ruining it for half of the potential buyer base. Got another offer for something really stupid.
So it would depend on the item and how bad it was to clean. Actually, it really would just depend.
Yeah, it definitely depends on the item. If it's a leather vest, Orvis, God, I've never known of Orvis ever having a leather vest. It's weird. Very odd.
Can pull one up.
Yeah, pull it up. But I mean, either way, I probably wouldn't touch it. I mean, if you got it on pennies on the dollar, just list it for, $40 to $100.
Yeah, they got like suede ones. They got shiny leather.
Very cool. Oh, it's mostly suede ones though, huh? There's some goat skin ones. Okay, I see it. So they kind of look like old school Banana Republic.
Yeah, it would really just, if it's a vintage vest, the guy that's going to rock it's probably going to be some hipster anyways that wouldn't mind it. Things that have damage totally still have value.
I would not put the time into that. I would let the buyer decide if they want to put the time into it.
Or money from dropping off to a dry cleaner. I wouldn't mess with it. I would just list it as is.
All right, Retro Ducks. What is the most expensive thing you've ever, I guess, resold? What is the most expensive thing you've ever sold?
Like a house or a car?
Yeah, like there's a boat. I've done a boat. Yeah, cars. But if we're talking resale with like intent of making money, for me it's the ellipticos that happened last. I mean, I think I flipped 3 ellipticos last year.
You got 3?
Well, you were for 1.
I remember for 1. Yeah, I remember the 1, and I remember you still have 1.
I have one of my own.
And you flipped. Oh yeah, you found one at a pawn shop. You flipped it quick.
That was the one you saw. That was the pawn shop one.
I remember that.
Yeah, I bought it for $250. I invested $200 into it, and then I sold it for like $800 or $900. I remember that one.
Yeah.
And then you weren't here for the other one that I made a YouTube video about, where I bought 2 of them for like $550.
And then you still have one of those too.
No, I have my own of.
Wait, so you found 4?
I found 3. I've resold 3 super successfully, and then my 4th one will be resold. Yeah.
So Bolo ellipticos. It's like a grasshopper elliptical bicycle.
That may or may not be in high ticket items to bucks. It's in there with a good explanation of like how it goes down. But that's the most expensive thing I've ever resold. I made $980 or basically $1,000 on the last 2 that I resold. I made about 6 on the first one that I resold. No, the first one I resold for $1,100. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
So then the one that you were part of.
And if you've been following me on Instagram or on YouTube, you probably saw the vintage jacket that I bought. It was from a garage sale. I paid $1.50 for it. It ended up being something a lot more valuable than I thought it was. I thought it was originally going to sell for like maybe $500 to $1,000, but it was the condition and the rarity of it. I threw it up for a crazy price, negotiated with the guy from Japan, and ended up selling it for $5,722, clearing a little over like $490 after fees, after shipping, after headache, after helping him split the importing taxes, because he either didn't know or pretended like he didn't know that it was going to be imported taxes. But I just wanted to seal the deal, and that was all said and done. And that happened to me earlier this year, is when I sold it in March.
I think people think we have enough burritos. We haven't had a super chat now in like 5 minutes. They're like, too many burritos for these 2 cats. From Instagram, off of Eric's Instagram, that's going live right now.
What's up, Jesse?
saying thrift from another planet says I sell similar in my listings every 3 weeks. So that's just an insight to the strategy that I was starting to mess with yesterday. From Brett Timmons 5. Come on, CP. You're at a coffee shop with Bonafide Hustler and you're not drinking any coffee?
No, it was cyber squatting.
Okay, so he was just cyber squatting and freeloading off of coffee.
You didn't even drink the coffee. Like
I sip it, and then I kind of pound it right before workout.
You were like, I don't even want this. You can have it, and I had it.
Well, I gave you some of so you could have a mini pound. Okay. But you didn't take it. Harlan Reselling Adventure says, "Where are we eating tonight?" LOL. All right, so we might meet up with Harlan later on today. We're just kind of getting primed up for this event for the next 4 days.
It's gonna be go, place.
It drains us pretty good.
Yeah, it's fun,
and we need some time. we need some time with our burritos. So Block Party BLCK_party says, "What was your first flip?" Eric, what was your first flip?
It was a late 90s Kawasaki 250 Ninja. I had bought it for maybe 900, drove it for 6 months, put a little bit of work into it, and sold it for like 1,300. But I didn't put that $400 difference into it. I'd maybe put like $100 into it in plastics and stuff, and flipped it for more. And that's when things started like clicking for me. I was in 2000, and it might have been in 2008. Yeah, cool. It was a long time ago.
Good. So this one, we have a question coming in from Lauren Cole City Loot. Do you do the green room event every year? We do it right about this time. We do the green room.
Yeah, June or July.
I think we're on either our 5th or 6th year. We don't know. Okay. My first flip was a Hoffman BMX. I wrote about it in my first book called Flip That. Flip That. It's a bad word. It's on Amazon. It's like the very first thing I write about that book. It was a Hoffman BMX. I'm into it for like $8 out of a Goodwill. I sell it for like, I put 2 tubes in it. I sell it for like $80 the very next day, or a couple days down the road. And I had to put a classified ad in a paper to sell that bike. So it just kind of gives you context. Like I wasn't just starting with Craigslist at first. I started
pre-Craigslist.
Freaking classified ads.
Was it a free classified ad?
Yeah, it was a free.
Oh, that's good.
It was actually in the Austin Chronicle too.
That'd be so cool if you could find that.
Like I remember back in the day actually looking at classifieds, like looking for things to flip or like things.
No, like your own ad. Like what if you could? How much would you pay for that? Like would you pay $150 for that old useless magazine? That'd be so cool.
Okay, Profit Turner. Why does eBay place a 21-day hold on money after an item is paid for?
They only do that for beginners. Yeah, so they want to make sure that you're not a scammer, that you're serious about selling on eBay. It's kind of like their little holding period to just, I guess, protect both the buyer and the seller in the beginning. You eventually get that lifted. I don't know exactly when, but that's newer within the last, I don't know, five-ish years when that happened, because I didn't have that when I first started.
Guinevere Pendragon says, "Aloha from North California." So that kind of messes with me a little bit. Aloha. From, it's kind of weird. It's like surfs up from Nebraska, like just kind of funny. Aloha is like a Hawaiian, like hello. But hey, it's good to have you in here, Guinevere. We have Nashville Flippers saying, "Wow, a newspaper. That's pretty funny." Side Hustle Jack says, "Hey guys, the wife and I are pumped for this week. See y'all tomorrow." Yes, we will see you tomorrow. Okay. Aaron Kluge says, "Gods among resellers." Thank you so much. What a compliment. I appreciate that. FBA Phil, who is better on a skateboard? I'm gonna say it is Eric.
He can carve better. He can pump better. He can carve better, and it has more flow. Neither of us are really good at skating. I wouldn't say we're that great or good at skating at all, especially when you go to
a park. More tricks.
Yeah, I like more technical, as technical as a trick as I can get. But Chris can't do technical anything, but he can flow better than me, so it doesn't matter.
Can't do technical anything.
Yeah, you can't. Not even like a manual or an ollie.
Technical on these burritos. Yeah, take them all. Okay, so here's one. This is one that is directed probably more for you, Eric. Does your Instagram presence boost your sales? Thank you for all the free knowledge.
You're very welcome. It boosts my sales on Instagram, but the people that follow us on Instagram or YouTube don't really care about buying stuff directly from an Etsy store or from an eBay store. They would rather just directly deal with us. So I would just post stuff on Instagram and some stuff will sell. So it boosts Instagram sales, but it doesn't boost any eBay sales or anything like that.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so Henry S says, sick Cannondale score. That was cool. That's pretty good play on words right there. Someone watched the Instagram story. So here's one. Who is the, oh man.
Henry S with the puns.
The IG presence, does it boost your sales? Thank you for all the free knowledge. That came from Genevieve Posh. So thank you for the question. We have another one from Chef Agha. Who is the better picker? I mean, clearly it's, well, it's whoever you want it to be.
Yeah, there's not really a metric to decide that. There's no contest really to go in, because you know your stores here better than I do, so you know like what comes out of what store better. He definitely has an edge here.
Yeah.
So he navigates the stores better. He pulls better stuff. He leaves me empty-handed. He ends up giving me like thrift charity because I can't find anything when I'm here. But I don't know.
But like, we say that, but you've been in stores.
We both have a vast knowledge of
he's been in stores stuff at the same time that I go to stores, and he'll pop on a TurboGrafx 16 for
you were like, I don't even want this, and I was like, dude, buy this. It's like immediately like $100.
Yeah, but we've all found great things here
and passed over stuff that the other person might have not seen and educated each other about certain things. Yeah, the TurboGrafx 16 thing, was that last year or the year before?
Could have been last year.
It was beautiful. It's in the vlog somewhere, but it was not brand new in the box, but it was in a pristine box with just the console, no cords, no controllers, no games, which usually means for Chris, like, I don't want to mess with it. But how rare TurboGrafx stuff is, and with that box alone was probably worth like 50 to like $60. And it had the console in it. And I think you sold it for 125, like quick.
It was so fast. It was like an overnight sale. And the box was so reminiscent of like 90s, like almost like skate culture box. It was really cool.
It is a really cool. Yeah. Someone's going to love that for their gaming room.
I'm going to toot my own horn here. I'm just kidding. But Kyle Frank says, hats off to you on your Bags to Bucks guide, implying myself. Back in the day, it came out like June of last year. So you talking about the bags coming out caused me to look at bags. So I bought a nice golf bag and looked in the pocket. I found $700.
Whoa!
I found $700, and then I bought the guide.
Wow, that's so sick.
Jeez,
$700 cash in a golf bag. We just need to go check out the golf
crazy. I'm trying to think what the most I've ever found. Here's a question to all you guys out there right now.
If you've ever found cash in shorts, jackets, suits, anything, post it in the comments how much you found. I think mine's like $4. No, I found $9 in a pair of cool pants. It might have been $8.
I found around 70 something in a checkbook, but then the checkbook had the address, and so I gave the money back.
Aw.
Thrift karma, man. You have to do thrift karma. You have to. But I've found a lot of other things in pockets that I had to flip later. Does that make sense?
Like, baby has found $50. Found $20 last weekend.
This question is going to blow your mind, just so you know, because I've seen some of the answers to these questions. Like, when you ask a question like that, some people find
that $700 blows my mind.
Okay, that's a pretty big
one. Like, why do you have $700 cash in a golf bag? Are you betting? Like I guess you're betting with your golf friends.
That's insane. Yeah, $700. That's nuts. But then again, going golfing at some places, like getting the cart, renting the car at the green fees.
But
that stuff can start costing.
How cool is that? Immediately, he's like, I need to go buy his guide. That's so cool.
The question is, what did you think of the guide, Kyle? Let me know. Okay, so next question. We're trying to breeze through these questions. Here's a really good one. So this comes from Miss Kelly Nicole. What is best for beginners, yard sales or Goodwill? You want to answer that?
What's best for beginners?
Basically, is
none of the above. Go in your garage, go in your closet. Like, look at stuff at your house before you go into any of that, and then maybe get into yard sales. So all right, I would say none of the above.
I'm gonna say one of the above. I'm gonna say go to garage sales and study hard before you go there. I have a free guide. You can get it down below. It's the very first. It should be the very first link. It'll get you to my website, which is kind of sick. And then a pop-up will occur. You can get the free guide. Study that guide. And there's also another link down below, which is 100 amazing items to resell. Study that guide. It's free. Study those two guides. Go to a garage sale, buy something for dirt cheap, and then just sell it on eBay. That'll get your first home run if you do it right. Here's the thing: if you start selling your own stuff, I think you might get discouraged, because let's say it's someone that doesn't buy high quality things.
Well, go through the guide and then look at the stuff for that stuff at your own house, or similar style, quality of stuff, or just start looking at comps that way. But yeah, it's good to at least know a bucket full of items to start.
So if someone has beat the golf bag what did you find in the golf bag? $700. Well, this person, Tyrone Bannister, says I found $800
in a
register,
register
in a box at a Salvation Army for $20.
That would be insane. Just smash the register on the ground, $800 comes out.
That's crazy. So Nick the Picker, what do you hate about reselling and how do you overcome it?
Oh wow, it just got dark. It just got super negative and dark.
What do I hate about reselling? I don't know. I'm not like the best like picker in the whole world, like ever. But sometimes I get treated like that. I guess it's because I made videos and stuff, you know. So people like treat me like so above them, and I'm like, I don't ever like to be put above somebody. Like I don't know, it just doesn't feel right to me. I feel like we're in this game together. You know, I created the channel, and it's like a symbiotic relationship. Is that the right word? Where like I'm able to work part-time and
synergistic,
have businesses that echo off my YouTube channel, yet I teach you guys things, so it's symbiotic, right?
Yeah.
And we're talking about like parasitic, not parasitic.
Parasitic.
But yeah, so
lurkacitic. There are a lot of lurkers.
What do I hate about reselling? I mean, being a content creator, that's probably one of the biggest things I dislike.
I can think of one thing I hate.
Is the editing and the like thinking how the vlog has to go and then like whipping out the camera at the right times. And then becoming that kind of a person as opposed to a person that can just enjoy thrifting for what it is. And I found myself out of 5 or 6 times that I know I want to film real bad, I will not film 2 of those times just to get that organic feel of, again, thrifting with no...
Yeah, put the cameras down.
Yeah.
No phone, no... Do you go like no phone, like no tools, or do you always have the phone with you?
I mean, I don't have my phone with me.
Have you done like blind picking?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, I want to take a break. Say hi to Monica, the Posh Hanger. Thanks for checking it out. Keep working on those dips.
The Posh Hanger.
She's awesome. She's on Instagram all the time. So
really?
Cool. Yeah.
She sounds hot.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. It just is a cool like sounding name.
It is a cool name.
It's a cool sounding name. Okay.
You can make her blush.
Maybe. But yeah, that's the one thing I probably hate about reselling. It's kind of unfair because I created this whole like monstrosity of a channel. It's not really that big, but like the things that come with it, I don't know. People like hang me above them. I'm like,
So we're all on equal. You know? We're on equal as people,
yeah.
Regardless of how much thrift knowledge you have. The one thing I hate is selling an item that I either don't know where it's at or I don't have it in stock and it was a complete accident, because that happened to me yesterday.
I think we've all done that.
Yeah, and I hate that. I hate it, and it's my own fault because it's something I either was disorganized with or just forgot to do. It's something like sloppy that I forgot to do, and it like ends up biting you with a pissed off customer, a bad feedback, a bad metric. Like it just, that kind of irks me because it's like all in my power most of the time.
And another thing that kind of bothers me sometimes, and this doesn't happen a lot. In fact, this is maybe 0.1%, 0.5 of 1, half of 1%. But sometimes comments that come in saying like, you absolutely must do it this way. If you don't do it this way, you're an idiot. Like, you know, and I know it just comes down to the person that's writing it is probably in a bad mood or something like that. But people that think that thrifting comes down to just one angle only, and you have to do it this way. And so as a YouTube creator, sometimes we get these kind of comments that are just so, they're not damaging. They're just so blunt, and it highlights just this thing that's out there.
There's more than one way to peel a potato.
Yeah. There's just, I don't know. I mean, I know there's negative people out there and stuff. I just would not like them to be on my channel, you know, but they find their ways there.
They need the tips.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay. So Mr. Vital E says, this is from Instagram. We're reading a bunch of questions out right now. When you first started reselling, how did you approach learning about new items and their values? This is a really good question. I like this one. I'm going to answer this one real quick so we can go to the next one. When you first started reselling, how did you approach learning about new items and their values? So I did it the wrong way, which is
take a lot of time.
Oh man, going out,
look everything up,
finding what I thought was high quality items in the thrift stores, and then looking it up hand over.
Or buying it, thinking that, and then bringing it home and then figuring it out.
I rarely did that, but I did a lot of like phone out, eBay, you know. And don't get me wrong, I still do it to this day. I just don't do it that much. But back in the day, I did it a lot, you know, because there's a lot of noise out there in YouTube land. And I've gone the gambit from like looking up clothing to looking up ties to looking up this, looking up that. Ultimately, you end up gravitating towards what you care about, right?
Yeah.
One of the things that you can do to learn about new items now, like if I look in retrospect and like I want to save someone some time, I want to put more money into someone's hands, how would I provide this advice? I would tell you right now, without a doubt, and it sucks for me to say this, I would say invest in yourself. Go into accelerated Facebook groups, buy guides, do stuff like that from the people that you trust the most. Because the people that you trust the most, there's something about it. Either they're visual cues, you usually just bond with them, right? And if you feel that they're trustworthy and that they are not going to do you wrong, and they make somehow one product, or like Rally Roots, they have a mentoring group, right?
Essentially, you're buying an accelerated program or organized information. Yeah. And eBay Completeds from a beginner, you probably don't even know how to analyze it correctly to begin with, because there's so many factors, like when it last sold, the differentiations and conditions, what parts broken, keywords, pictures, and then maybe even some like micro things, like for instance, a computer processor, you might not even notice like these little differences in certain products that you might not even know of the condition or the material. Like there's so many things that you have to take into consideration.
Yeah, so the flip side to this whole thing is like, oh, but you can learn it for free on YouTube and you can do all that kind of stuff. Yes, you can. Absolutely,
you can learn it for free without YouTube.
Because that's how I learned. I had to learn it with no YouTube and like no guiding hand, like no guides at the time, no accelerated Facebook groups, and I had to learn it on my own. You guys don't understand how long that took me. It took me so long, and I still stuck with it because I loved it at its core. But now looking back, I'm like, the reason why I create some of the things that I create is to shorten that for someone else. And I think for a very small nominal fee, these are very, to me, insignificant amounts of money to learn a vast knowledge.
You could become a great thrifter in like 6 months to a year compared to like 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, I'm not talking like you unlock the thousands of dollars behind that $27 or that $40 or that $100, and you're sitting there. People look at their $100 and they go, "Oh, I don't want to let it go. I don't want to let it go." So you'd much rather sink 4 or 5 years into trying to learn some free information, or trying, to hope that you're going to find the gold nugget in the hour-long video that you're watching, as opposed to taking that $100 and being part of Rockstar Flippers group, or coming into the green room, or doing Rally Roots' accelerated mentoring program. Think about it, guys. Like that money could be 3,000 times more in your hands within like 3 or 4 months if you invest it correctly, meaning invest it in yourself. Very important. So, yeah. Or you can make a ton of bad buys with that money too, and just feel completely discouraged about thrifting.
And have a pile of stuff in your garage.
And have a pile of stuff, which will really suck. Okay, let me get some, here's one from Flipping Canuck. Let's answer this one real quick. How did you guys learn to edit and create your YouTube videos? Go for it.
Self-taught. YouTube videos about making YouTube videos, or just trial and error, or Google, or talking to somebody like, hey, how did you make that effect? Or hey, how did you do that transition? You kind of learn from each other.
Yeah, and you learn from each other. At the same time, there's a science behind YouTube, much like there's a science behind eBay and FBA and all this other stuff in Facebook Marketplace and what to buy and resell. They're just making videos and throwing them on YouTube is probably a terrible idea. Making videos with a strategy, a well thought out strategy, and then putting them on YouTube with a grand strategy, that's a winning combination. But just throwing up videos, not knowing where anything's heading, not good.
That's like what I do.
Yeah.
you can tell just by the growth of my channel. Like looking at any of my videos, you can tell like I really don't have that master plan. I'm figuring out everything, thumbnails, things, and it's a slow process for me. They've been doing it way better than I have.
Let me kind of hint to you guys that, I mean, YouTube, if you remotely become kind of good at it, remotely, and I'm not talking like you can kind of understand the strategy for what it is. It's really easy in a month, for example, to make like $500. Like if you're just barely messing with it,
which I have never done before.
$500.
That makes me feel like an idiot.
$500 paid to you from Google, like just sitting there in your bank account, like every single month. Like if you barely try, like if you kind of understand the strategy a little bit, about $500.
I try so hard. I never made that.
Now there's some more humps and stuff you have to get over, and you have to get monetized. And
yeah, they changed all that. It used to be a lot easier.
February of last year, they put 2 new rules in there, which is if you want to be monetized or even considered for monetization, whatever, you have to have 1,000 subscribers minimum and 4,000 hours of watch time.
Oh, hours, 4,000 hours.
4,000 hours.
They made it a lot hard. There was no hour thing back then. There was all views. It wasn't hours. Hours is like the last 2 years maybe.
We got Thrifting Lounge in the house. What's up, Bonafide? Damn, you grew a beard. LOL. Looks hip. Thanks, Kevin. That's Kevin Buccio, I think. What up? All right, what else we got here? More questions.
We got a lot of
We're
questions.
trying to give you as much value as possible.
We got a lot of questions. Thanks for sticking with us.
Dude, I wonder who's going to give us
good background music.
Who's going to give us the next burrito? We are welcoming $100 super chats here, just so you know.
Oh man, that would be the most I've
I will be very honest
on
with
YouTube
you.
if somebody super chatted that.
I'll be honest with you. The most I ever made in one day on YouTube, just making a good video with some good value and stuff, and just at the end of the video,
tips for tips.
I'm not gonna lie, like it was crazy. I had like $257 or $269 like from super chats. It's not what I was looking for. I was just making the video and it just came through. And I thought that was interesting. So, you know, it's just another way people can kind of link up with their favorite people. OGC Resell is a terrific question. I'm gonna let Eric answer this one.
What is it? I don't see it.
How did you and Eric meet?
Dude, I have the same question on here.
Really?
Yeah. So we met through the YouTube comments and YouTube videos, I guess. So what, 2012, when there was like enough YouTube resellers that you could count on like one or two hands. Chris was making videos, I was making videos, and I was like, oh, this guy bikes? Okay, this is cool.
Not bikes, this guy mountain bikes. There's a difference.
Dude, back then you weren't even super into mountain biking.
Yeah, it was.
You were like road bike flipping. But anyways, yeah, mountain biking, skating, like working out. I was like, okay, I totally could jive with this guy. It's like a Texas like version of sort of like where I'm at. That's cool. Like somebody else exists that's into these like weird things that I'm into. So eventually throughout commenting and making videos, we raced to 1,000 subscribers, which I actually won that race. And he invited me to come to Austin mountain biking, thinking like I would never take him up on it. And then I eventually came out to Austin and went mountain biking.
Yeah, it went something kind of like, well, if you're ever in Austin, you know how sometimes you just like, as a nice gesture,
yeah,
you're like,
right.
If you're ever in town, like hit me up. Freaking homeboy comes in town like 2 weeks later. He's like, I'm in town. I'm hitting you up. I let him stay at my house with Ethan, his friend. And when he arrived, because I hadn't met him in real life.
Yeah, it was still weird to meet people from the internet.
Yeah, the gravity of the decision I had made to let him come over hit me pretty hard. And I was like, holy crap, a dude I've never met before with a beat up Scion just pulled up to my driveway. And he's now staying in my house. And me and Whitney were like, crap, what did we just do? You know?
And then, kick him out.
Yeah, I was like, we can't kick him out. So I was telling, like, when Whitney had to do, or when me and Whitney had to go do something during the day, I'd be like, Whitney, just go, because I'll stay here, because I gotta watch the computers and like all this stuff. And then when I needed to do something, I'll be like, Whitney, stay at home so you can watch the computers, like all our rich stuff. And it was just like the mentality. But you're right, because it hadn't happened.
Yeah, there were no meetups.
People weren't doing those kind of things, and YouTube was not a new thing, but I guess meeting up from YouTube was a new thing. So,
well, especially in the resale world. The resale world was so small to where it hadn't happened.
Yeah, it really was. Here's one from Grab Up Gear or Grab Up Gear. Okay, cool. Says, what did you do before becoming a flip master?
A flip master.
I mean, I've always been a really good flipper, but here are the things that I did while I was a flipping kind of connoisseur. I did an MBA. I completed an MBA program here in Austin, Texas. I was a stock trader at one point through my flipping career. I was an insurance salesman through my flipping career, and then I went full-time flipping after that. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I've done some. I mean, before I was a flip master, I was a consultant for Altria or Philip Morris USA.
I was a student, and I guess technically still a pharmacist because I am licensed to be able to practice pharmacy, and sometimes I'll go work. So I would say I was pretty much a full-time student. And
yeah.
And now pharmacist, but I don't work pharmacy that much.
I was the wolf of 6th Street is what Noah says. What up, Noah?
I was a drug dealer.
How many people do we have watching my show? Someone let me know out there. Noah, help me out, dude. What's up, Lauren? Help me out. How many people do I have watching this show? Lauren's gonna help me out. She's my girl. Rub it up, Matt. What kind of tape dispenser do you use?
The one that I really like is the one on Amazon. I think 3M makes it. Might be wrong, but I bought this so long ago where it's not the one with the handle. It's the one just with the tape.
Mm-hmm.
And
oh, that one sucks.
No, there's good ones. The one that like Duck gives you or whatever, it's like really sucks. Or Scotch, the like crappy plastic one sucks. But I like the one that doesn't suck.
Okay.
Or just using a roll of tape.
Well, that doesn't help very
well,
much.
Whatever. I'll put a link in my Instagram story.
Wow.
I'll put a link in my Instagram story.
We'll put a link to whatever he's talking about as an Amazon affiliate link. It'll be just something random. Rub it up, Matt. So what kind of tape dispenser do you use? I use a standard 3M red tape gun. That's pretty much it.
I'm gonna pull mine up.
From like way back in the day, like probably even pre-first flip. Like I just had it, you know. This is from our Green Room VA. What up, G? Not a question, but all the best for the Green Room 29 meetup. Thank you.
Thank you.
We love you.
Wait.
We do love her. She's a great VA. We got her, what, 3 years ago, 4 years ago?
Yeah.
She's been a freaking huge asset to the Green Room. Alenka19 from today's Instagram inquiry and questions says, is it a good market in Austin? It seems like all the resellers are near Texas. Haha. Is the Austin thrift scene good?
It's really good, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Texas in general, I think, is good.
Is the Austin garage sale or yard sale scene pretty good?
It's good.
He's been here so many times.
If you have quality, like sports going on and quality brands in your city, normally that's just going to trickle down into the secondhand market. So the fact that there's like a Filson store here, there's a Patagonia store here, there's REIs here, like all that stuff trickles down in the secondhand market.
Matt Jackson says he doesn't like the tape gun one either. Tape guns are so fast, it's ridiculous. They're so fast. If you know, every tape gun's a little bit different. They're all going to have their little quirk of some sort. Mine, you have to drag it real fast, and then I have to do like a little micro J-hook with my hand, which initiates the cut. And I do it super fast. Like my tape gun's major quick. But I had to learn that little kind of sweet spot J-hook thing. And then right when I learn it, I have to order more tape, 36 rolls of it. And it's a different tape that doesn't tear the same way. It's just kind of weird. I say, you're a reseller when you notice differences in clear tape, just normal tape gun tape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like some are just crap, and like the binding, like sticky material is just junky.
I can't find the one that I like this style, but I can't find the one that I bought because it's fallen so far off of the Amazon.
Sucks.
Dude, it's good.
If it sucks, it's good. Fine, whatever. If you like sucky things, then I guess that's great.
It's easy to use.
Anthony Jimenez says, I found $1,200 in a Toomey backpack. All right, so people are almost buying cars.
Yeah, that's how much I paid for my van. $1,200.
Uniquely me, Tracy.
Wow.
This might be my girl now. She says, yeah, Austin is terrible. Don't move here. What up, Tracy? Good to see you. Blackhawk Surplus is saying, Austin thrifts have some great stuff. Blackhawk, you lie. We have Issa Rainbow saying, what's the biggest flip you've had this year? Thank you so much for the awesome content, guys. So I know what my biggest flip. It's a Rainbow. Saying, what's your biggest flip this year?
Yeah, the Levi's jacket.
Oh yeah, that was a huge flip. That was this year. Yeah.
That was in March.
Mine was a vintage Haro 2014 Master bike that I rode for 4 years, and I bought it for $720, $757, something like that.
I've even ridden this bike.
Yeah,
that's how much it's been enjoyed.
And then I sold it for $1,700. Yeah, $1,700. So I made about $1,000 on it, and I flipped it right outside of a Taco Deli. Go figure. Frank Zaragoza super chat us $1.99,
but said $20.
It says $20 as his comment. I love it.
Thank you, Frank.
Hey, he got us guacamole. That's a drink.
Yeah.
We already have the guacamole.
We drink water though.
We're trying to build the biggest burrito bowl of all time. So far, we have the contents. We have the guacamole, and
maybe
now
chips.
We have chips.
Almost at chips.
Yeah, we have chips. We don't have the salsa yet, but then we still gotta build your meal. So like,
and Steve's coming. We gotta get him a burrito.
Jeez,
Steve's on his way here.
Okay, so Steve needs a burrito too. Yeah, well, we'll figure out. Maybe Steve. He's got a weird diet,
Oh, what's he eating now? Does anyone know what Steve's eating now? Is he veganized or carnivized, or is he like ketoized?
Yeah, he has a very picky diet, but it's okay. He's like a little blue jay. He's like, you don't know what you're gonna get, and you might a perfectly healthy worm gets dropped in your mouth and he spits it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, anyways, we love you, Steve. Who pays retail? Says, do y'all hit up Marshalls, Burlington, or Ross, or do you stick to Goodwill and Salvation Army and yard sales?
Typically, no, unless I'm looking for something very specific for myself, like skate shoes, or recently I go into TJ Maxx and I found those polo bucket hats, those high-tech stuff. Like sometimes if I'm forced to go with my wife, I will check out like the clearance section just to like look for something maybe marked down polo that might have some value. But typically, no, that's not really our niche. But there are people that do that. Not to say that it's like Glenn does that. Hustler Hacks,
that
he's built his whole channel off of doing that. It's amazing. People do it, and they're very successful at it. Glenn?
I think some of the wonderful things about, I'm going to go back to a question that was like,
Hustlebee does that.
What do you dislike about the channel? Like, you know, being a reseller. That's not what I dislike. I'm gonna tell you something I absolutely love about the journey that I decided to make. You know, like what, 6 years ago when I held my first Kodak ZX5 camera. I didn't hold it. Well, I put it on a tripod. Most cringe video ever occurred after that.
You used to film with an iPad too.
Maybe, but this was a Kodak ZX5, which I sold for a $5 loss after I was done with it, like many years later. But I got to meet really great people early on in the game who built really amazing channels afterwards. Like, so Hustler Hacks was one of them.
Resell Rabbit.
Yeah, I got
Dugan.
to meet him.
Yeah, Dugan was here before he was making videos, I think.
You know, like I've met a majority of the big players.
There's like a million of interviews on your channel from people way back in the day.
Yeah, there's so many. I mean, we've interviewed
people that have a
people.
YouTube presence and people that don't, but they're still absolutely crushing it.
That was one of my favorite parts about making the decision to do a YouTube channel and stuff like that. So look, if the question ever comes down to, hey, Bonafide, would you do it all over again? How would you change it? That's a really big answer, but I would say absolutely do it, because you have no idea what will happen to your life if you do it on a regular basis. See, here's the thing about YouTube, guys. Nothing on YouTube works without consistency and a strategy. So you could think like, oh yeah, cool, I'm making thrifting videos, and it's a matter of time before you get burned out and you realize this sucks because like nobody's watching it, or there was no strategy behind the thing in the first place. You get a little bit of a strategy and you understand the power behind YouTube, and you're going to start to realize like it's going to amplify your life in a very weird way. And sometimes these ways are things I can't even tell you about. I can just tell you that my journey without YouTube would have just been miserable. So I'm thankful to have YouTube. I got freaking awesome Eric here, and he's, you know, we were skating yesterday, just loving life and like really enjoying these tools for what they are.
And working out this morning, and he was about to kill me.
Yeah, I mean, we just
hating life.
We have a lot of fun, you know.
It was good.
It's just brought a lot of joy to my life, you know, meeting them, and just the interaction with my brother on the ride-alongs, and how much we laugh at certain funny things that we edit and we put in there. It's just really, really cool. So absolutely, if you're ever thinking about starting a YouTube channel, go ahead and do it. Forget about the monetization thing. Go like, oh, you know, there's a barrier to entry. No, because when you look at it, the last thing I think about is what Google paid me for my YouTube channel over the past 6 years. Like, I don't care about that. I do not care.
I still don't care. Like, I don't hardly make anything, but
like, I don't care about that.
I didn't even know how to monetize it. Steve monetized my channel a couple of years ago. I had no idea how to do it.
Yeah, I care about the more amazing things that happen that just can't describe it. It's just so good.
Cool. Well, congratulations, Matt Jackson. You're up to 5,000 subscribers. I remember like not even wanting to tell my family about it until I was at like maybe 500. I was like, I don't want to tell anybody. It's embarrassing.
So there's a question from Andrews Hunt saying, my YouTube is blowing up and I'm getting 500 subscribers a day. Should I change anything or just leave it? I mean, if you're getting 500 subscribers a day, that's great. I mean, I think you did something right.
Going to surpass us very fast if you're getting that.
Nashville Flipper says, hey, Bonafide House, I just started a YouTube, so definitely on that journey, I've already met so many cool people. Yeah, don't worry about the Google AdSense thing. If you do it, just do the right thing and build good content, and you know, adhere to a strategy, and always try to learn what the YouTube algorithm is preferring, because I can honestly tell you, year after year it changes. So, all right, what else we got here? A wee dizzy.
Check my phone battery.
Says, are you a hustler full time? Basically it means, are you a hustler full time? Am I a hustler full time? Well, I always say like a hustle part time. I'm not a hustler full time. Are you a hustler full time?
I don't know what the definition of full time is. Yeah. So if you mean like working 40 hours a week on it, I don't track it enough to do it because it's so ingrained in my life to like stop by pawn shops or stop by thrift stores like if I'm out and about. But I don't have at this moment in time, I don't have another job. Last year I worked a lot, but this year I haven't really worked hardly at all. So it's all semantics to me. It's a complicated question.
We have Olive_the vibes from Instagram right now live saying, listening to this while at the bins, I love you guys. Cool. Wow, you're hopefully it says something remaining. Like maybe you have the time.
20 seconds remaining. Maybe I'll have to restart the live after this because we're going so long. We got so many questions.
Okay. What do I want to say? Yeah, that's it for these questions that are in my phone. All right, let's go to stage 2 burritos. Here we go. Stage 2 burritos from Chipotle. Maybe there's gonna be different questions. Let's see.
Okay, so it started with down here. People were asking, oops. Oh, we're gonna have to share. We got Instagram stuff. I just gotta go live.
You're gonna do a live one again? All right.
I guess they have a.
Stick with us, guys.
So we're back live again. Anyways, people are asking me, a lot of questions are asking about Patagonia. How do I feel about them coming after my domain and like muscling me out of it?
Should we talk about that on this video though?
I don't feel good about it.
Yeah.
So we'll just put it at that. Like, it made me sour about the company. Other BTA 37 says, other than Patagonia and Cool, what are 3 other brands you look for?
That's a
great
question.
Yeah, it's like a good question to extract really good information.
I think
dense information.
This person's implying outdoors brands, right? Other than Patagonia and Cool, what other brands are you looking for? So this is implied outdoor stuff. What would you say?
Sure. Filson, excellent brand. King of the Mountain, incredible brand that nobody knows about. And we could say Mountain Hardware. Some of their stuff is good to pick up.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Arc'teryx for sure. Arc'teryx is almost always money.
It's super popular now too, so it's trickling down.
And then if we're looking at clothing, I would just say like Solo boots are really good boots to look for if they're hiking boots. And yeah, now if you want some sleeper brands, I would tell you Salewa, S-A-L-E-W-A as a footwear shoe, really freaking awesome. And then Scarpa. Scarpa's money. We saw a pair of Scarpas yesterday, but they were kind of trashed. But they were $100 shoes at a $9 entry price. But they were trashed. But
and bonus brand Lululemon. It's hard to tell from the logos a lot of time because they're very small, but it's by quality. You usually go by feel or by style. You can tell if it's a Lululemon.
So this Andrews Hunt is saying college picker. You earn a coffee. This person doesn't.
You gave us 2 coffees.
Yeah, he doesn't want us to eat burritos. This guy gave us a $9.99 super chat.
Andre, do you only want us to drink coffee? You don't want us to eat burritos?
Yeah, look at that.
It's so funny when he posts a video, it has like this gummy bear as like all of his thumbnails have this gummy bear on it. I've seen it.
Question from West First Bugs. Hey, Chris and Eric, got any plans for July 4th? You're gonna be in Florida, right? No?
I will be in Florida, but I will soon be preparing for Europe. Yes.
I'll be here, probably on the lake or something. Maybe. So I do own a boat in the background that I've had for like 3 years. And most people are like, oh yeah, you're gonna take the boat out, like, oh cool, whatever. When I take the boat out, I like to take it out when there's like nobody on the lake, because I do it for sport and I do it for wakeboarding and wake surfing, and I don't want
frat parties, like all the beer parties.
5 million people around me watching, fireworks with like 5 million freaking anchors in the ground. It's just too much for me. Everyone's hammered. I don't like that kind of stuff. I like smooth water, 4-hour sessions on the lake and being done. That's just what I like.
Midwest Flips asks from Instagram, what is your eBay picture setup? Yours is pretty simple. You either like put it on your front, you had it on the table for so long at the time, you just take pictures out there, now you just do it on the gym floor. Don't be paralyzed by not having the perfect eBay setup. Chris doesn't use the seamless background. I don't use the seamless background. I either throw it on my Pendleton blanket, I hang it on the wall, I threw the last stuff in the gym floor. If the items are good and the market is not saturated, you really don't have to stand out as much as other items. You just have to get it up. A lot of people just like throw it on the ground and take a picture, flat lay it on the gym floor.
Yeah, there's a really interesting kind of comment that's coming from the Thrifting Lounge right now saying, what is in your collection that you've thrifted? Now, the reason why I think this is kind of an interesting question is because define thrifted. Is thrifted or thrifty lifestyle, is that the term given to someone that doesn't pay retail for something and maybe searches out ways to not pay full price?
Like the car that you just bought?
Right.
Like the car that I bought last year?
Or is it you have to find it from a thrift store?
Yeah.
So help us decide what thrifty means. Like if someone has a very thrifty person or thrifted.
You could thrift.
What does that mean?
You could have thrifted some Bitcoin back when it was like $2,000 a coin.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I think they mean from a thrift store. But when I think of thrifty living or being a thrifty lifestyle,
it's like everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Furniture.
See, this is kind of funny. So I did get this car recently, this beater car, And on top of the beater car is a bike rack, right? And Eric was like looking at the bike rack. He's like, ooh, a bike rack. I'm like,
bike rack.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounded like. And I was like, yeah, that bike rack right there is one of the most expensive things on this car. It was $360.
And it was brand new.
And you're like, you bought that thing brand new? And I was like, bro, like for 2 or 3 weeks, I scouted Craigslist, scouted eBay, and this particular bike rack couldn't find it anywhere for a discount. So you know what I did? And I told you, and it's because I'm working on it myself. But I actually located 4 prominent sellers on Google selling this bike rack because I needed 2 of them, and they were $200 a piece. Each bike rack was $200 a piece. I locate 4 sellers, right?
I didn't know they were $200 each.
Yeah, wow. $200 each. I locate 4 sellers on Google. I go into their website to look at it, and I wait for a pop-up to occur. A pop-up occurs. I get on there. I put my actual email address, and then from there, I wait a week or 2 until an actual coupon comes down. Then I use the coupon. Then I buy the item, and that's how it went down.
Saved you what, 10%? Which is
saved me 10% of 400, which is 360.
Yeah.
So that's how I did it.
$40 off if you're gonna buy it retail. If it's something that you really want, there's ways to be thrifty.
Am I thrifty or not? And does that make me thrifty?
Or did he pay full price, FOOL, as Reezy says it?
Yeah, so I'm basically reverse engineered what I kind of already know is going on.
Yeah, so if it goes by that, I would say my Gen 1 Prius is like in my collection. I love that car so much. That was thrifted. It was $2,000.
If it goes from actual thrifted items, I look around this house and I'm like, there are some things that we paid up for, like the Vitamix from Costco that has lasted me 5 years, but it's from Costco, so if it breaks, I can return it.
Insurance hack.
Something that I mean, what was the question again? Because this is kind of an interesting question. A collection.
And mostly clothing. I would say a lot of stuff that you have in your closet, like your Patagonia Nano Puff, isn't that thrifted or garage sale? Yeah. A lot of our clothes, like this is thrifted for me. That was either probably thrifted or given to you from a thrift store. So it's just a lot of clothing. If you look into either of our closets, it's just gonna be full of it. Bicycles are in collections, I guess. We don't really collect that much things where it's like we have a collection of porcelain dolls or something. Like I really don't have something like that.
I'm trying to get away from more collecting now and only amassing things that I absolutely care about and that I use. Yeah. And I think from this point forward, not from this point, but I already started this about a year or 2 ago, was really thinning out all this cool stuff that I have, because I don't want my life to be about these goods that are laying around that I might play around with like once every 1 or 2 years. Some of these hardcore video games that I have that are sitting up there, I have like a bunch of Nintendo games that are just chilling there, like original 8-bit ones.
Maybe we can play those.
I mean, but ever since the actual mini console came out,
yeah,
I was like, this is the same experience.
Give it to somebody that collects them as a hard copy, or sell it to somebody that collects them.
I am going to be donating all my Nintendo games to Savers later on in the week.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to donate all of them.
Wow, give them back.
God, thrift karma. You fall for everything, dude.
Thrift karma, dude. That'd be amazing. Thrift karma.
It's not good.
That would be crazy.
I'm a reseller. I have good games.
Anyways, that was not a good joke. Let's go to the next Instagram question.
Okay, so what's the next one?
OG Gotti says, never seen our photography setup. So that kind of was like the other question. We said, what is your picture setup? It's very casual, like Pendleton blanket, gym floors. Grab Up Gear says, at what point did you decide to practice the art of flipping full time?
Wow. What's the answer to that one? What was the question again?
What moment in time from Grab Up Gear did you decide to practice the art of flipping full time? That was when you probably
point to it.
Right here.
Okay. So
that's probably when you left corporate.
What moment did you decide to practice the art of flipping full time? It was when I was an insurance salesman and I was just so tired of it. I was like, you know what? I listened to all my friends that knew what I was doing, and progressively over all these years, they're like, just do what you love. Do what you love. You're so good at this other thing. Do what you love. And I wrote about that on my email list, actually.
Yeah, one of the he had a bigger like transition, like, yes, I'm 9 to 5 today. No, I'm not 9 to 5 tomorrow. So he could probably pinpoint it better than I can. I've always been very bad at working a job and then always flipping and making the money. So I've always kind of been like this.
Yeah. Nashville Flippers, $2. He bought us a drink at Chipotle.
Nice.
So from a new YouTuber to the 2 OGs.
Appreciate it. I've heard Nashville's a sweet city. I've never been there. I bet the thrifting there is amazing.
Dude, it's got to be amazing.
Yeah.
I want to go there one day. All right, what do we got?
Billy Papa 18 also asks about the picture backgrounds. Don't worry about not having a seamless background. Don't let it paralyze you. If you want the nice picture background, do it if you have the space. Don't if you have the good items that you just want to sell. Anhelms3 says, how did you meet other resellers? Kind of touched on that earlier. YouTube, Instagram, comment section, Facebook groups. There's a lot of interaction on Facebook groups. And then eventually you go to these in-person IRL, in real life meetups, and you get to actually like meet the people. And it's not as awkward because you've like hung out with them online.
That's where it's the most dynamic. Like there's a difference between in real life and Google Hangouts or some Skype thing or whatever. So if you ever have a chance to go to someone's meetup, and we're having one in the next 4 days, but like it's a little too late if you're just watching this right now. But it's just the dynamics that are around that go down there. And there are people that are, I mean, there's probably going to be 100+ people at any given time when we're moving around the city, you know, on the itinerary in our little
we didn't have an RSVP this year, so it's like we really don't know how many people are going to be here.
It's going to be a lot. I know you know it.
We are playing kickball though. That's going to be fun.
Yeah. This is how you meet other resellers in real life. But look, don't be a stranger out there, and you know, connect on IG with like your favorite people. You know, when I started up, IG wasn't even there. Like, look how many freaking tools are out there.
I didn't get active. Yeah, I didn't get active on IG till last year. You didn't get active till this year.
Yeah, so it's like crazy.
IG is the best, probably the best place. But you can also do it in the YouTube comment section if you want to be a dinosaur, like how we did it.
I was telling him when he came in here the other day, I was like, after a good story day, whether it be a Saturday on my IG or any given hotshot, you know, IG story, I'll get somewhere between 20 and 30 messages I have to get back to. And I've started to realize I can't get back to all of them. It sucks. And it happened very, very quickly. And you deal with hundreds in the background, right?
Yeah. So just IG.
Yeah.
The best place to meet other resellers, IG.
IG is an amazing tool right now. If you don't have Instagram, like, gosh, you are missing out.
It's literally like direct contact anyone. You can send anyone a message.
I say that, but I can't get direct back to a lot of people now because it's just taking too long.
You just have to be on IG all the time. You gotta get that screen time up to like 8 hours a day. Like
this guy, when he came to Austin, Texas, he showed me his stats for like one day of IG. One day of IG.
Disgusting.
It was 5 hours and 27 minutes is how much.
That was the average over the last week. So that means some of the days could have been like 8 hours.
Oh, Lord. The Thrifting Lounge says, do you guys still do the green room meetups in Austin like you did a few years ago? Yeah,
what's up? Doing it right now. That's why I'm
doing it tomorrow. It starts tomorrow.
It starts tomorrow.
Lauren, are either of you going to be at eBay Open? I'm not going to this year, and I might go next year. I'm not just so about eBay. That's the thing. I don't know if I want to travel to Las Vegas. Like, if I get to Las Vegas, I'm going to be hard-pressed not to rent a mountain bike and go crazy in the hills and just, like, explore, like, the outdoors out there. Most people, when they go to Vegas, they think of like, oh, I'm going to drink a bunch of stuff, you know, be by the pool, and you'll network with other resellers. But then they're going to sit in these rooms with eBay people, and eBay. And I'm not all about eBay. I like eBay. I see it as a tool, but I'm not going to go to some place all about eBay. I'm not going to go to some place all about YouTube. I'm not going to go to some place that's all about Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. Like, I just don't, especially if it involves like thousands of dollars in investing. I want that thousands of dollars invested better.
I'm not a fan of Vegas as a city because of all the gambling and stuff there, like all that culture. I'm not into most of that stuff. I could still find other stuff to do, but I'm actually going to be in Europe, so I'm not going to eBay Open this year.
Yeah, that's it.
If he goes, maybe I'll go 1 year. Like him and Steve, if they went, they probably would go just to be fun, but I'm not going this year.
Look, Vegas is a cool, if you've never been, Vegas is a cool city. For me, for someone with my like personality, it's cool for like day one.
I don't like how fake it is. It's like fake Caesar, fake this, fake that, fake everything. I'm not a fan of that. The thrifting is pretty good because of all the culture there, but the gambling I'm not into, the drinking I'm not into. So it's like the two things that it like revolves around is I'm not into it. Grab Up Gear asks another question. This is a really good question. If you guys didn't have significant others that provided affordable health care, would you still be flipping? We both get health care from our wives. So that's like a really good question.
That is true. That just happens to be like that. My wife has a job that she completely enjoys. Every now and then it gets hectic. Like she's in a kind of a hectic week right now, but it's not even that hectic. It's just, you know, it's not that hectic. So she's in a very good job, like a super good job, and very well respected in the city for what she does. And yeah, she has. I mean, if it was flip flop, then I would be providing the health insurance. But right now, she's got a really sweet deal, so I jumped on it.
Would you still be flipping if she didn't have it though?
Yeah,
we would. I mean, insurance isn't that expensive for one person. Like $300 when I was paying at one point.
It depends on what you have in the
background. It depends on your tiers and everything. We're pretty healthy people that don't have prescription meds or go to the doctor more than once a year for a condition. So it's pretty cheap for our.
It is a lot cheaper if you don't go to the doctor and abuse the hell out of it. It's just like car insurance. They're going to look at your previous claims and everything. And if you're just a serial claim artist, your rates are going to be super high. It's just
so I definitely would. I didn't get insurance for my wife until I was married last year. So totally, absolutely. That's a great question though. I would say reach out to Andre Shunt because I know he is a father of like a bunch of kids, a wife, and I think they're all like full-time flips. So ask him about health insurance stuff if you have like a big family. And he's been giving us super chats. Totally. Reach out to Andre.
Minia says, we had a girls meetup in real life and everyone admitted they were super nervous about meeting each other. But we were so happy we did now because we're all friends and we push each other in each of our businesses. Yeah. So I think you just can't get the same feeling if you don't do it in real life. The IRL meetups in real life are so much better than just hanging out on YouTube, just with someone else. I just realized it's starting to get close to 3 o'clock and I got to get 2 packages out. But anyways, we're gonna try to wrap up these questions. I think
Thrift Bro and Brent, you both asked about Patagonia. I kind of touched on that before. Watch my recent YouTube video. I go over that like a lot more. Lavelle Rose says, how can I get turbo swole again? I tore my pec 18 months ago and quit lifting. That's a good question for you.
So if you tore your pec 18 months ago and you quit lifting, my question to you is, why did you quit lifting? Because you can definitely be in a state, they say as early as 48 hours after an injury, your
torn pec?
No, you start going into muscular atrophy. If you don't start massaging or a lacrosse ball or getting blood in that area, because blood is what heals, So if you tore your pec 18 months ago and you haven't even just try to get band therapy from a doorway, you put a band in the door and you press it this way, that way, cross this way, that way. If you're not doing those kind of things, that's a pretty big mistake. You want to get blood in the area no matter how you do it. You can have a massager that actually has batteries and works with the little, balls and everything. You've got to get blood in the area if you want things to be better. You have to get what's called ROM back, range of motion.
Range of motion.
Yeah, without ROM, you're screwed. And so the pectoralis muscle is a very big muscle. It's gigantic.
If you have health insurance, go to a physical therapist if you haven't already.
That's what they're going to do. They're going to show you exercises that are going to involve crossing and pressing.
Ask them that why is it safe for me to lift yet? And maybe take it easy.
It's safe to lift now, but like when I've had my crazy injuries or just like dislocated this or that, like literally like within the next week I was already with band therapy, or even same day. Like I was just immediately like, I don't want that atrophy to start occurring. And so, every now and then I get hurt. Like even I've been hurt a couple times this year, and I immediately resort to physical therapy exercises and stuff like that. That chiropractors either taught me, or people in the gym, or I just learned it from YouTube.
All right, so I hope your chest gets better, dude. That sounds terrible.
Sucks.
Biomedical Chef asked, what's the weirdest animal, dead or alive, that you found inside a thrifted item? You got some baby spiders yesterday.
Yeah, here's the thing.
Have you ever found anything weirder than that?
I have found an actual skeleton of a salamander or a lizard in a like glass case thing. It was wild as hell. It was so cool. So I remember seeing that. I got the answer to this. 6 years ago, I was on Palmer Lane and I went to a garage sale and there was like boxes of HO scale trains. You know what that is, right? All right. So boxes of HO. So I opened the first box. I'm like, whoa, cool track and like HO trains. And like, this is sick. And I like closed the box. And I opened up the other box just for a second. I'm like, whoa, track, HO trains, super sick. I could close the box, right? Sorry, cuss. And so I have these two big boxes. And I'm like, HO trains. And it even says HO trains on the side. And so I put it in my SUV. At that time, it was an FJ Cruiser. And we thrifted the rest of the day, like perfectly fine. It was just great. Probably capped off the tacos like we always do. Bring that stuff home here. I'm like, yes, I'm going to open up the box that has HO trains and like all this stuff. And I open up the box and 2 rats come flying out of it.
2 live rats? Oh my God.
2 live rats.
In your house or was it in the garage?
No, it was thankfully outside.
Oh my gosh.
Here. 2 live rats.
That's terrifying. That's terrifying.
And I look, I'm like, holy crap, I'm so startled. And as I pull out the HO trains, the cool track and all that stuff, it's like rat dropping.
Feces everywhere, piss on it. Ah.
I remember that.
Oh my gosh.
I started thinking like, wow. And these boxes, you know how you close a box where it's like you do a flap and on top of another flap, and you kind of do this like squishy
Like how would anything get in there?
Well, I think it's because I did it that way that those things didn't come flying out of my car.
Oh my god!
You see what I'm saying? I didn't just like leave it like this.
Okay.
You know how you like diagonally kind of do it and you put pressure?
Wow.
Yeah, that was what saved. I could have had a huge wreck on the freeway. Can you imagine 2 rats flying out in the middle of like you just driving? 2 rats just come flying out like behind you, and they're in your car somewhere. Dude, that's crazy.
I was at a flea market in Miami, and I was with my friend Carlos, and we were at a vendor, and there was a printer there, and I like looked at the printer, and I literally like opened up the front face where you put the ink on, and a mouse nest was like right there looking at me, and the guy at the vendor quickly closed it, and I was like, how much for the printer? And he's like, it's not for sale, it's not for sale. I was like, dude, what if I want to buy the mouse printer? He like wouldn't sell it to me. And he was like embarrassed. I wish I had a freaking camera at the time. It was
that is super funny.
Yeah. He wouldn't sell it. He was just so embarrassed. He had a mouse printer. It was so funny.
All right, Lauren, what's up, girl? Tell me how many people I have watching my program today. Let me know. And Randall too, and Tom the English Picker. I say Lauren because she's still here.
US Thrift God says, what made you start reselling and have an eye for pawn shops? Actually, pawn shops I got into because of Chris. I had never even thought of going to a pawn shop before I started watching his videos. And then when I actually met him and we went to pawn shops, I was like, this is amazing. They've already filtered out a lot of the garbage. Oh, yeah. You become bros with them, and then you learn how they mark stuff down, and like that they're actually just trying to sell items. They don't care what you do with it. They really don't. They just want to get rid of the items.
Yeah, we went to 2 pawn shops yesterday. We didn't find anything.
Yeah,
we went there. Really high quality items though.
Yeah.
As soon as you walk in,
and it's a great place to find stuff that you're looking for yourself that you just want to get at a discount rather than paying MSRP.
Dude, yesterday, College Picker walks into a pawn shop. 5 minutes haven't even elapsed. He's like, "How much for that MacBook Pro on the wall up there?" Like that's how fast he like zeroed in on that MacBook Pro. It was so.
The guy lied. He's like, it just came out. It had a February sticker on it. He was not telling the truth.
142 people here live. All right, so I'm going to ask you to do one thing for me, all right? I don't know how many likes are on the video right now. I'm going to ask you guys, all 142 of you right now, super chat me $20. No, I'm just kidding.
Hit the thumbs up button.
Hit that thumbs up button. That'd be really nice. It's easy. That'd be cool to see 142 likes just like that. So let me know if you can do that for me.
Retro Ducks asked, what's the most expensive thing we've ever sold? He asked the same question on your feed. We already went over that. So Retro Ducks. Chris Havenick says, does Austin really smell like cheddar? It does. There's a lot of good cheddar here.
Clearly.
How do you meet other resellers? We kind of went over that. If you didn't have, wait, we went over those.
Yeah, keep going. What's another one? Is it all of them? Pretty much? Oh, here's one.
How much do you love your wife? That's a good question.
You go first.
As many stars as there are in the sky is how much I love my wife.
Man, I don't know if I can top that.
Is that too poetic? I don't even think she's gonna ever see this.
I think you haiku'd me, dude. You screwed me so bad on that. No, I love my wife a bunch. I met her in 08.
I met Rachel in 09.
Yeah, I met her in 08 off of MySpace, actually.
You're like embarrassed to say that.
Yeah, I did. But yeah, she's been a really good girl. We've matured together, which is cool. I say mature, we're still young, but
she met pre-thrift Chris.
Huh?
Didn't she meet pre-thrift Chris? No, I met Chris. No. She met corporate Chris. That's what I mean. Corporate Chris. Yeah. She knew corporate Chris.
I was just wrapping up my MBA when I met her, studying my butt off. My wife at that time was 21 years old. And then with all the zooming back and forth to North Carolina where she lived on airplane fares and everything, we were like, you know, one of us has to move to the town that the person lives in. So either I was going to move to Charlotte, which was a really big banking center, and my corporate finance MBA was about to be wrapped up, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so into like banking and like I want to be an analyst and like all this dumb stuff. And then the big housing crisis happened, and it was just like nobody hired. Everyone was like, holy crap, like this is the worst time in human history to like apply for a job. So at that point, she had been to Austin many times, and she decided to move down here. which proved to be a pretty big debacle because she had a house in North Carolina that she bought when she was 18 years old.
That's why her credit's so amazing.
That's why I paid attention to her when I was like on.
That's on point. If you do something like that and you're 18, you know what you're doing.
She bought her first house at 18.
On point.
And we had to sell it, and then she moved here, and she's been here ever since. And this town has just gotten better, more fun, more or less because she's here. Like, it's just better. And she's a really good go-getter kind of wife. Like, I love her. She doesn't always want to do the things that I want to do, which is that's what I really like. I don't expect anyone to. That said, she expressed 3 years ago like this intense want to learn how to mountain bike better and stuff. She kind of wanted to, like, you know, so I, through many years of teaching and getting cussed at, and I mean, just getting in arguments on the trails and everything like that. Now she is a super mountain biker, which is awesome.
She's better than I am. She's really good.
And she's just really good. And people tell her to compete and like all this stuff. But I think that's better. I think when you invest in your significant other with some very key things, then you can do things together, whether it mean whatever it is. I don't care what it is. Sci-fi conventions, you have Dragon Ball Z like Rally Roots, for example.
Comic-Con.
Yeah, you have these things that you can share and that make you a better couple down the road, because you have this like singular a couple big things that you work on together. And so my main thing that I work on with her is just staying active and seeing life for the opportunity that it is, and not focusing on material things for, you know, because it's not about those things, right? I think material things are important when it has to deal with the experience that you're about to have. So like, I can't have these great mountain biking experiences without a great mountain bike. It's really hard. Like, I cannot work on, you know, water skiing, wakeboarding, any of this stuff without a consistent wake. So we had to buy a boat. And yeah, so we only buy good things for those things, for good experiences. Outside of that, I really just want to have a simple house. I don't ever want a mansion. And I think she's the same way. And so that's why I love her, because she's kind of like that. That's
your free marriage advice for the day.
Yeah.
Those specifically, how did you meet Bonafide Hustler? We went over that. Thank you, Anna Helms 3. Eben12330 says, what did you mean when you said you're growing fruits on an Instagram story? So like Instagram models, they always put the picture of a peach. So for your muscles, it's like a fruit, right? It's like a tree. You just have all these like roundy fruits. So like these could be like melons. These could be like peaches. Like, it's just fruit. So that's what I meant by that. Rubber City Resellers, what do you do when an item isn't selling? At what point do you discount, auction, or donate it? We kind of went over that. All the above are fine. Just figure out what works for you and how attached to the items you are and what kind of money you need for your situation. And if you're willing to give it up, donate it. By all means. If you need the space, like, there's so many factors in that question. So that's kind of a BS answer, but there's a lot of ways to do it. And you already answered all the ways to do it. So do something like that. I always mark down that 5%, try to get that pushed. And then if not, I'll send it to auction if I really want to get rid of it, or donate it. Harvey Mushman, last question. What's the best way to make coffee?
Pour over is clearly the best way. It's always respected to be the best way to do it.
To make is espresso coffee? Is that considered coffee?
No, especially you have to like literally press under high pressure.
Yeah, high pressure.
Steam and all that. Yeah,
but isn't that not a coffee? Water. Comes from a coffee bean, so would it be considered coffee or no?
No, I think coffee is truly like, it's either, you know, it's going to be drip, it's going to be pour over, it's going to be brewed.
So like, pour over is like through the sock thing.
Pour over is the filter, and you do a sequence of like, you have to pour it in a certain sequence.
Okay, like the Chemex thing.
It's different. Yeah, I think maybe, but yeah, there's an art to it. When I paid $6 for a pour over, it comes down to the bean. Very important. The grind. It has to be ground
the correct way in that.
Yeah, like everything has to be
done
the
same day, so the aromatics crack and the oils are there.
And then you start to realize so like a $6
overcomplicated.
But when you have a $6 coffee or a $6 pour over, like, I can honestly say now that that was the best coffee I've ever had in my whole life, and it had nothing to do with the $6 thing. I was like, this is not what I thought coffee was supposed to taste like. This is like legit a drink now. Like, this is exquisite. This is something very important, you know? It's hard. Like, when you have Dove chocolate and all this BS and Hershey's, you're like, yeah, I like chocolate. And then you get down to like green and blacks or actual fair trade organic chocolates that are 88% or above, and you get real single origin chocolates, and you taste it and you can just taste the earthy notes and everything. Then you realize this is a treat. Like, this should be celebrated. This is not something you have every day. This is good, you know? And I feel like that way about Doppios, coffees, dark chocolates, The pasture-raised eggs, for example, we pay big money for eggs, but they're
delicious.
I mean, it's the
best. It reminds
eggs.
me of Asia eggs, like where it's very, very bright orange rather than like this kind of sad-looking yellow that a lot of the eggs in America are. Then I remember that's how they were a lot in Thailand. Was just these very happy chickens that just get to like chill and eat bugs.
Yeah,
very good.
You'll know a good egg when you crack it and it is orange or dark orange, like longhorn burnt orange, almost reddish. The yolk when it's like rising up real good and it has like a really good dome. All right, and it's like deep orange. Now if you crack your egg and it's like a flat little dome and it's yellow, you're eating terrible quality eggs. Don't mess with that kind of stuff.
I'm going to say the best way to make coffee is black coffee. However you're going to make it, make it black. Don't put the crappy additives in it, like flavor enhancers, sugars, sweeteners, maybe some sort of milk or cream. Oh, someone's hitting the hearts on Instagram. Well, thank you. This is the first time I've seen this. Don't add the pumps of like fake artificial flavors.
Yeah.
A coffee is supposed to taste like a coffee. If you got to make it taste like sugar water, then there's no point in making it a coffee.
I want to say something real quick because I don't know how many people are watching both of our little streams here, but if you are watching Instagram right now, I am the Bonafide Hustler. You can find me there. If you're watching my YouTube channel right here and you're like, who is this guy? This is Clark Kent. No, this is Eric the College Picker. You can find him at the College Picker. Just type it into YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. He does a lot of cool.
And somebody asked like when I'm gonna start making videos in your chat, and I put out a video today.
Yeah, put one today.
Put out one yesterday. I've been doing like 3 videos a week for like the past month or 2, and then I put out one today, one yesterday. I'm gonna put out one tomorrow, hopefully.
Matt Jackson says, "Hey Chris, where can I get that cup of coffee that I'm referring to?" So I got that cup of coffee at Medici on South Lamar, the one that is across the street from Merritt Coffee. It's the one that's really close to the Alamo Draft House and a Lick like ice cream place. Now, just because I have the best pour over there doesn't mean like when you go there again, it's gonna be the best pour over. It could be a different bean.
Yeah, different bean,
different person,
different
pouring.
roast time. Yeah, there's so many.
Yeah,
like the barista, the coffee making is like an art. Like Ryan Roots and Allie, totally they understand it. Their coffee. If you could say a coffee snob, I think he admits it that he's a coffee snob.
You have to find the same exact person. I think the person that poured mine was an Asian lady, an Asian girl. If there was a lineup of Asian girls that were like kind of pretending to be baristas, and there was one real one, I think I'd be able to pick her out. But yeah, I mean that could have been roasted that day. You know, that could have been roasted that day, ground 15 minutes before I entered that store, or ground on the spot, and poured perfectly. Like there are just so many things that came into that one. I want to say that cup came from Ethiopia. It was an Ethiopia grind. I know that. So that's as much as I know. I should have taken down more information, but I was just so in awe of how good this coffee was, to a point where I started thinking in my head, like, this is really what coffee is supposed to taste like. And I've been wrong a lot of these years. It became a real, like, it was a sweeping feeling. Like I was like, this is just a beautiful drink. Like it's in every way the most beautiful like liquid.
It could have been that last day when all of your cells changed on that 7-year period, where they like all became new cells that last day and just completely changed your taste. There's so many factors involved.
Yeah, what he's referring to is like taste buds on a average human body. Taste buds are going to
shift throughout your life.
They're going to shift every about 7 years or so. So 7 years ago, I think I'm just coming out of now my salty kind of like taste bud thing, where I'm now like a little bit more, I want spicy foods. But 7 years ago, I was coming out of a sweet tooth kind of thing. Like I would love to just down ice cream on just stupid things.
Lucky Charms during the meetups. I guess we could open up questions for like 5, 10 minutes.
5 minutes. Open up questions on Instagram or YouTube. Go for it.
There's some inappropriate ones.
I see it.
I have recovered from the toner. Yes.
Queen B, what is the best place to pick up free stuff? Bulk garbage day. Bulk garbage day can be pretty cool. There's a lot of free things on nextdoor.com. If you own a house, get on Nextdoor. Nextdoor.com is super freaking awesome. You can surround your radius as big as you can, because you can find some really cool free things on Nextdoor.com or Nextdoor app.
Or Craigslist free section.
Yeah, Craigslist free. I think that one takes a little bit. That's more like like rotting fence post and like
rotting fence post,
nasty freaking
pile of manure.
Yeah, it's like, oh my
train set plus mouse.
My cat's like pooping like thing with some cracks in it, with still some litter in it. Like here, it's on the side of the curb. Like, yeah. Bleed Dizzle says, who's the better reseller? I don't think either of us are better.
We had that question. You have to go back.
Yeah, you can see that in the answer before. All right, any more questions? Yeah, Nextdoor app is super good. The app that I use the most when we do garage sales is Yard Sale Treasure Map, just so anybody knows.
For any question on Instagram, when are you going to Europe? July 6th, I think my flight is. And then we'll be there for, it's a one-way ticket, so if that says anything.
Yeah, I actually wrote out a thing about my garage sales, by the way, on my email list. I tweaked it yesterday. It might get, so I'm on my own email list. And I don't think it came out yet. It's in it's way down in the sequence, but I did like a cheat sheet to garage sales and like how I literally like create my garage sale list. I made an email about it. So if you're on my email list, it will come at some point to you. It's really good. I talk about exactly how I use Yard Sale Treasure Map to my advantage and potentially where I can kind of beat other resellers, even though I really love all the resellers that are in this city. I really do. I know them all, or most of them.
Might as well have an edge if you can.
Yeah, everyone thinks they have this edge, and everyone's edge is different. Like, I mean, I have an edge, and I know I do, and it comes from prep, and that prep is all in this one email. Like, I show it, I talk about it, and so
everyone in Austin, go sign up and get that email.
No, don't do that.
If you can only go to one green room activity this week, which one would you recommend?
Oh,
Mags Less says that. That's a good question, but it's a sad question.
Yeah, you shouldn't just go to one thing. You got to go to. Okay,
I'm gonna say kickball. I'd say kickball. It's gonna be fun and running around. It's competition, so.
The Green Room Caravan with Taco Deli afterwards is pretty good. The Green Room Garage Sale Caravan with Taco Deli right after is worth doing. I think there's Taco Deli after on ours.
I mean, you made the schedule, so.
Gosh. If not, then some of the nighttime. Okay, so the nighttime pinballs event. I can't remember what day that's on. I think it's probably Thursday night, more than likely. That one's really good. So the pinballs event, really low key, awesome, high value. Bring your kids in there. It's a giant place with a bunch of arcade games and all the resellers there having a great time, and you can meet some really cool people. All these places, like all these little things in Austin where we do the meetups. Find me, Eric, Rally Roots, Rakin, and talk to us. And then you're gonna start to understand there are other really amazing resellers around here, and most of them are just gonna be like, high-fiving each other.
You could come knowing nobody and leave with friends.
You're not gonna just know me. There are a couple other prominent resellers that are there that make YouTube videos. I won't say who they are, but they're there. Yeah, pinballs is gonna be a good one. TY Hipstar, hey, what's up, buddy? TY Hipstar makes this is a guy who is very consistent on his YouTube videos. And he does thrift store stuff, he does garage sale stuff. TY Hipstar, you want to subscribe to his channel as well. Give this guy the boost that he needs because he's putting content out.
I've met him in
every other day. It's
IRL. Me and Ty went thrifting on accident.
Ty Hipstar, okay.
I call him TY Hipstar because that's what I called him before I actually met him and found out his name was Ty.
Ty, okay, yeah.
Dude, hey, I always get it wrong.
He's putting out content all the time. I try to hit the like button every single time I see a video. Yeah. Even if I can't make it through or whatever.
He's in Sarasota. Yeah. Ran into him randomly and we were planning a meetup. It was cool.
Side Hustle Jack said, hey, Bonafide, I got your free guide. Thank you. Am I on the email list now? Yes, you are. You should be on the list. If you get the free guide, that is the first link down below. It automatically puts you on the email list and you get the cheddar reports that are once a month. Mid-month, I make a thing called the cheddar report. It's pretty fun. I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but you guys let me know. It's just like an added bonus of being on the list. You guys let me know in the feed. If you have ever got one of my cheddar reports, let me know. It's brief, but let me know what you think.
It's like free bolos, right?
Oh, there's one from Hunter Bond. CP, have you been practicing for skate against Reezy?
I have. I don't know what I think I got myself into something a little worse than I initially thought, but yeah, a little bit.
Flipping for a living. Nobody in Central Canada uses the Yard Sale Treasure Map, so I'm still old school pen and paper. I know how that feels. But at least number my sales in order. I want to go. It's very smart. That's the way you got to do it if you don't have a Yard Sale Treasure Map. Kyle Franks, when you're picking, what's your ROI point? 2 times, 3 times. I don't think it comes from a 2x, 3x for me. Yeah, for me, it's a $50 or more.
It depends on the item and how fast it sells and everything. Like if it's a multiple quantity thing, I would, and if I only have to make like one eBay listing, I would go for something that I could sell for maybe make a $10 profit or a $5 profit or something. If it was that easy, or if it's something you're sending into FBA.
Okay, an average thrift store velocity or garage sale velocity. Average velocity. What do you want?
What do you mean by velocity?
They're like an average sell-through like rate, average item. Are you looking for $30 pure profit?
Yeah,
20,
we both
50?
are looking for 50 plus flips.
And it's not hard to find.
Usually.
You just have to be confident, you have to be educated, and you have to be willing when you see it to go. Like you have to be willing to do it, you know? Like yesterday, I popped on a bunch of stuff that arguably are almost all $50 pure profit flips. Some are more than that, you know, but we say as a minimum $50 after all the, you know, fees.
And I bought some stuff that might end up being less than $50. Like the bike jerseys might sell for like $30 if they sit for a while and I drop the price. But it's something that it's cool. It was like really fun to pick up, and it's just really bikey, so it aligns. It's still fun.
Okay, so I think that's pretty much the show. I got to get some things out to the postman. Rake-in Profit's about to be here in about 2 hours.
Appreciate everyone watching on Instagram. Mark, we see you there with your meaty margins.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much what's up. Don't forget to subscribe to the College Picker right here.
And don't forget to check out Chris, the Bonafide Hustler, on Instagram. He will answer your DMs. I get a lot of DMs about people that don't answer DMs, but he will answer your DMs.
Thanks a lot.
Give him 1 million DMs. Flood him with DMs today.
I don't want 1 million DMs.
Mark, DM him.
Jeez. Anyway, it was really fun hanging out with you guys. We're going to see you on more videos, and hopefully one with Rake-in or two. You'll see as we progress through the week. But tomorrow's the very first day of the Green Room Meetup. If you are close to Austin, Texas, and last minute you want to come to this thing, let's say you live in San Antonio, Houston, or Dallas, you got some free time between now and Saturday. I'm talking about tomorrow and Saturday. If you want to come to this, you have to join the Facebook group called Green Room Event 2019 Austin, Texas. I will let you in. From there, you can see the itinerary.
We'll throw a link in the bottom.
Yeah, where we're all going to be. There's no link. There's no link to that. Just you have to be in the group. You got to be in the group, and you got to just look at the itinerary.
You got to find it. You got to dig for it. If you want to be there, you got to dig for it. What's up, Perry?
All right, we're out of here, guys. Take it easy. Goodbye.
Bye.